The story of a guy who found his way. He was born in a small town, to a family where they barely had enough money to eat. His father worked in a factory, and his mother worked as a cleaner. He grew up in an environment where new sneakers seemed like a luxury, and any trifle, like a chocolate bar, was a true holiday. From an early age, he realized that if he wanted a different life, he would have to fight. He didn't complain, but deep down he always dreamed of one day escaping poverty and proving that his life could have a different purpose. School was ordinary, old desks, strict teachers, and classmates who made fun of his shabby clothes. But it was then that he decided he needed to study. He devoured books one after another, trying to understand how the business world works and why some people succeed while others stagnate their entire lives. After school, he got his first job, as a laborer on a construction site. Hard days, dust, and fatigue. But instead of spending money on entertainment, he saved every penny. He tried everything, selling small items online, working part-time as a delivery man, writing copy for websites. Most of his attempts failed, he was scammed, lost his investments, and sometimes ended up with nothing. But each time, he got up. Each time, he told himself, "I'll try again." Years of persistence paid off. At some point, he found a niche, a small-scale production of eco-friendly goods. At first, everything was done in his garage, cheap equipment, the help of a couple of friends, and faith that it would work. And it did. With each passing month, orders grew, and the business began to turn a profit. He was able to rent an office, hire employees, buy his first car, and finally give his family what they dreamed of. Many would have stopped there. He had money, respect, stability. But inside, there was a nagging thought, what next? Why am I doing all this? And one day, the answer came to him. He went to the village where he'd once spent a summer with his grandmother. Small houses, people barely making ends meet, abandoned fields. His heart sank, he knew what it was like to live in poverty and without hope. Then a new dream was born, to build a large village. Not just a settlement, but a place where people could live with dignity, with good houses, a school, healthcare, work, and a sense of community. He told his wife about this. At first, she was surprised, after all, their business had only just begun to flourish. But then she said, "If this is your calling, I'm with you." They started small, they bought land and built their first houses. Families began to flock to the village, looking for a new beginning. The husband and wife invested everything, money, time, and energy. Instead of lavish trips and expensive things, they invested in construction, plans, and helping those in need. Over time, the village became a true oasis. Farms, workshops, a school for children, and recreation areas sprang up here. People lived harmoniously, helped each other, and were happy. He often said, "I thought happiness was money. But I realized, true happiness is the opportunity to change the lives of others for the better." So this young man from a poor family not only escaped poverty but also built a place that became a home for hundreds of people. And all this together with the woman he loved, who believed in him to the end.